Welcome everyone here on SpeedGaming 3 to another race of the Super Metroid and A Link to the Past Randomizer combo randomizer co-op art logic tournament. What a mouthful. We have today the matchup between Croc's Cronies and Team Corndog in the lower bracket round 5. Winner will face Team Bear Pair. Losers will be eliminated from the tournament. We have on Croc Cronies Apathetuck 07 and a Real Cutie or ARC facing off against Brassingham on and Nitorific for Team Corndog. We will see what we get today for seed. As I mentioned, Art Logic. So I hope we get an exciting race with lots of tech that will be shown off. I believe all of the runners definitely strong on Super Metroid. I think Apathetuck may be the strongest. On the Link to the Past side, Real Cutie maybe a bit less so their team a bit more split on their preferred game. I think Bressingham and Nitorific both more balanced overall. Let's see how this will turn out. Our runners are off to the races. Let's see if we get split in their outing with one runner being sent down. It appears so, as Bressingham and ARC are both heading down towards the 2-check here in Retrobrin. Meanwhile, Nitorific and Apathetuck already to Link to the Past. Just hard container on Deikaili Island. So starting in Link's house, finding some supers. With Apathetuck only getting some arrows. Quick map check. Pendant Hera, Green Pendant Desert, Normal Crystal. On Eastern. Nothing too valuable so far. People netting 5 arrows and Retrobrin basically empty. 3 bombs, 10 arrows. Yeah, I can see the reset for Bressingham. No need to save any of that. And if you're confident in your climb being super fast, might as well just reset. Meanwhile, our Link to Past runners finding supers and supers and supers. Not much else yet. Oh, some normal missiles. And they drop down. Look, we have Bressingham setting up for a Houlihan here. One money. Meanwhile, push traps. Do you have bombs? That's very nice. You can get your bombs for Kikuriko here for a terrific. Well as for Apathetuck. ARC heading over to the uncle will get some more supers in addition to the one in Nick's house. Gets a 1-bomb triple. That's very nice for ARC if they want to decide to check the front of escape. Although with only bombs, that's maybe not something ARC is too eager about, but does look like they're going for it. Oh no, still has to check uncle. They are going. Ah, they're not. Meanwhile, I apparently missed the morph ball being in blind side out. That's really, really nice to find early. Though we still have no power bombs, so not too much we want to do it just now. Or what we actually can do just now in Super Metroid, but yeah. As soon as we find some Super Metroid explosives, I can do a bit of stuff there. Finding an E-tank. Bressingham does pick up the cape, being in the race game. Cape, usually not an item you are happy to see early, as Apathy Dog does find power bombs, and there's he spots a glove being here in the dam. Very nice. Library just with our piece. And Bressingham also getting those power bombs here in the back of the tavern. So I imagine we will maybe see one of the runners getting over to Super Metroid soon, but well, that's a mirror, an ether, a powder, and some more unuseful items here at the Minimodom Cave. But the first three, definitely nothing to scoff at. We have a glove, we have a mirror, we have ways to get up the mountain and up to Hera if we want to, although we, without a sword, without a hammer or a fire source, there's actually not much we can or want to do in there. Still, with the potential access to the mountain, we have another access point to Super Metroid available to us, even if it's not a logic just yet. So if our runners want to head over to Super Metroid and split up their access points and checks they're doing, they now have the ability to do so if they want. Yeah. Aside from that, though, there's not too much to find just yet in terms of progression items, although ARC finding some more power bombs in Ice Road Cave does make your trip through Brinstar definitely much nicer, having 10 instead of 5. But with that glove, we also have now access to back of escape, 3 quick checks. Definitely no surprise to see ARC heading over there instantly. Eating the Cane of Somaria and the small key. So potentially something in Dark Cross, but I believe we still have not seen front of escape check from any of the runners, so there might just be the map lying in there, and with no fire source and some not as easy to use in a dark weapon with just the Cane of Somaria, I do not really blame ARC for saying nope, not worth going for Dark Cross just yet. Without grabbing the items from Minimodom Cave, as Nitorific does find the glove. And it looks like Apathy Duck, no, okay, is probably heading over towards Eastern, checking Sasrala, and then maybe even doing the dip into Eastern Palace itself. Meanwhile, ARC picking up that morph ball, probably grabbing the power bombs in the back of Tavern, and then I can see ARC just doing save in the soft reset to start checking some Super Metroid stuff. Looks like Duck is indeed continuing towards Eastern as Bressingham does decide to check out the front of Escape. Or front of Hyrule Castle. Rick and Nito getting those power bombs as Bressingham just finds 50 rupees in the first chest here in Hyrule Castle. Apathy Duck getting the big key for Eastern Palace. Nice spot to tell your teammate that they do not necessarily have to go out of the way to get the big key. When they finally have to clear Eastern Palace. It looks like we are getting at least a hobo check here from Nadorific, setting up a fake flipper. Supers in the boomerang chest here for Bressingham. Using a boomerang that was found, a red boomerang, that I apparently missed somewhere, to stun the enemies to make hitting with the bombs easier. Certainly makes this a bit more doable. Apathy Duck just getting some more missiles. Bressingham did find some supers. Just check. Only compass and 300 rupees in the cell. So if I did count correctly my items and did not miss anything, I believe we actually do have the map in Dark Cross. And Bressingham and Nidorific should have that information as they did all of the checks over both runners, and we have our first runner heading over back to Super Metroid. ARC doing hard soft reset here. Starting back at the ship with 3 tanks, Morph Ball, and Power Bomb. 10 Power Bombs going for the gauntlet checks. This is hard logic, so even without any speed booster or space jump, these are fully in logic, and Apathy Duck not quite getting that anti-fairy skip here for the Eastern Palace big key. Just unfortunately not getting that check and deciding, yeah, not worth it, heading back there. It's not even a logic. They could just do something else, which apparently also seems to be Super Metroid. More power bombs for ARC. Certainly a nice spot to get more of them. Getting up to the number of 15 max, which allows you to comfortably clear all of Brinstar. Apathy Duck. Going for Bomb Chorizo. Gets more supers. Definitely not the worst thing to get. And we get our first sword here in the back of Gauntlet on the left side. vanilla E-Tank, I believe, here in Terminator. And with only 5 power bombs available for Apathy Duck, they apparently believe grabbing those 5 more is worthwhile. Also, you want that sword, so definitely see no reason to skip this. Finding a few hard containers here behind the ball on early supers, which maybe not the most valuable thing to have, but still having some more hard containers early on, not the worst again. Meanwhile, Bressingham on the way over to check the desert ledge and then go and check the item on Aegina, which we didn't see yet. Just the missiles on the ledge. A bottle down here for ARC. Whiny Terrific on the way to check out the Eastern Palace big key chest. And oi, that's an ice rod. Just one pendant left in the Dark World. It is very likely that Turtle Rock will be a crystal, so we will most likely need that ice rod. And definitely something the runners are happy to see earlier than later. I wonder when Croc's Cronies will get to check that. Could be a while. Now, luckily for them, it's not likely that they will need it soon. But yeah. Aegina, especially if you do not check it early, can sometimes be a check that is left for very, very late. Apathy Duck actually heading down through to Retrobrin, not wanting to follow in exactly the footsteps of ARC. Got some more power bombs out of it, onto 30 missiles. And 300 rupees here, an old Mother Brain room. Meanwhile, Nitrofill going for the continuous wall jump to head over to the wrecked ship. As Bressingham got the power bombs and will now find the sword. Huh? ARC is struggling a bit with the wavegate skip. Apparently. Apathy Duck gets another bottle, and we've the bug net behind Wavegate. And also, apparently I missed the bow being on the mode. Oh. Okay. That actually is an item that does help us somewhat. Eastern Palace may not be fully in logic yet. We would need the lamp. But that would be a crystal dungeon we can complete now, and there's only one bow to find that we will need, so having that, definitely not a bad thing. Bloody Maze, 20 rupees and a shield. So Retrobrin, pretty empty. ARC won't need that bottle. Even if there's something on the kit. There was just one towards Etagoons. But yeah, unless I missed something. Think Bryn here actually pretty empty. Or Brinstar in general pretty empty. Apparently there was something that Epithet does want to have. On charge beam, maybe? Okay, E-tank. Yeah. And 20 rupees and heading back out. Oh, for Herons, having one more E-tank, going up to the number 5, which I believe is logically required for at least some of them would help, but what definitely helps is that space jump that RC just found. Here, under a tower. Okay, now we're starting to get somewhere. A terrific fighting Fantoon. Just more missiles here for ARC. While Epithet being able to just go ahead and also grab that space jump since they were both pretty much in the same area. So can capitalize on that pretty quickly here. And ARC should be getting that bow information any soon. I wonder if that will be fast enough to get it to tell Epithet so they can... Oh. Opening the door. Will they turn around? Nope, saying bow pickup not really that necessary immediately. Instead, Epithet going down Red Tower, probably heading over to Crate. Checking X-ray on the way, no ultimate space jump. And just 20 rupees. And whenever I look, there's nothing to find. Wherever I don't look, there's apparently stuff to get, since we apparently had a book over on the wrecked ship that would open up Desert Palace, would enable us to check the tablets a bit later in the day, into the game. But yeah, that book could potentially be some progression. Or it might just be nothing at all. Need to getting that sponge bath bomb jump with the power bomb, which is logically expected, or can be logically expected here. Let's see if it's necessary for the seed. more goodies on the screens that I do not take a look at in that moment. Ring ball at Spacer. Now, there are some persons that maybe do not like that item pickup, but there are scenarios where it might be needed, but we are still the two more items away from Suitless Maria being something our runners would even think about. But the duck has reached crate. Let's see if we get a DLC or if the quick kill can be achieved. Not even sweated. Rewarded with our art container as we find another shield in the attic over on the terrific screen. So, yeah, so far we have some nice items found, but not much in terms of actual current progression that will us help immediately. The book being the only thing in that regard currently, and yeah, that potentially opens up just 2 checks or maybe even nothing at all. Desert is just bootstrapped. First deduct done with crate. Now heading over to the high jump location. Oh, and Eaterving unfortunately missing that jump there. Wants to check the item in the sky, but yeah, with the current loadout, without space jump, this actually can be a bit of a pain. Just a boomerang there as we find more stuff in the ways of nice to have and certainly progression at some point, but not quite yet in being the mids over at the high jump locations. And very nice first try continuous wall jump, pressing him. We get a Spectre Croc check, just 1 E-tank. Nothing we want, and looks like the dog is going to head over and check out at least 1 or 2 checks in Hera. As we get Nature finally revealing the missiles in the sky. We have Pendant Ice Palace, Red Crystal, Skywoods, and Swamp Palace. So yeah, not much stuff we actually can skip today. And if I didn't have chat, I would probably miss everything. Can we tell runners to find the stuff at the screens that I'm looking at and not at the ones I'm not looking at? Jesus. Because that's a hookshot there. Now the mountain is a bit wider open. like there was not much that Apathy Duck wanted to do in Hera. Especially Hera being a pendant. Fressingham is fighting Fintoon. Will eventually be able to get the hookshot. And we have an heart container here. Here, gravity suit. Oh! I don't think Apathy Duck wanted to fall down there. Although it may not be the worst thing. I'm not sure if Apathy got that or the old man rescued just yet, so that's most likely why we don't see a save and quit walking out. Does still get us a bit closer to where we want to be. So now with the hookshot, I expect ARC to just head down towards the mids and then pretty much check East Death Mountain, but apparently wanting at least check out Criteria power bombs first. Or okay, not having power bombs, so need a ship refill for that. And Apathy heading back into Super Metroid at the Mount portal. Going for probably the Ice Beam Hell Run. So we have a bit or another super missile tank here at Criteria power bombs. Don't think something else is complaining about. Getting up to 25 supers. Especially with our charge beam. Having more supers is never really bad. Just some more supers over here. Okay, and there's apparently switching over to Link to the Past. Doing the save and quit and starting at the mountain. To check out the right side or not. They did want to head the mountain. Do want to do the mountain, but didn't have the save and quit point yet, of course. So yeah, as started saying so. Meanwhile, Apathy Duck on the way to Bubble Mountain. 70 tanks. Plenty of health. Get there. And we have just the blue rupee here. Pressing about to locate Space Jump. Yeah, so the way this is going, routing for Empathy Duck and ARC, definitely paying off more. Terrific and pressing him, finding stuff in unfortunate orders for some of the checks. And ARC not going over to East Mountain. Okay, mids first. Yeah, makes sense, of course. Also grabbing Spacer. Apparently the opinion that having some beam is better than no beam at all. And we have a lamp over on Speed Booster. That now does put Eastern Palace into logic. I'm not sure if we have an item left on the Armor's Knights, but it would be now a fully clearable crystal dungeon. Also, Hera now fully in logic, which is something Armors probably do not want to do. And we have Aga access with Cape, Sword, Lamp. So there would be potential Dark World access, but without Moon Pearl, I don't think Oranus would even consider thinking about any of this. Pressing up and picking up Spring Ball as ARC does find flippers. So now we have our Zora checks, or Zora area checks in logic. So yeah, quite a lot of stuff that we found, but we're still missing a Moon Pearl, which is kinda important. And that's a hammer. So at this point, Empathy Duck going for Crystal Flash to fill up the health quickly and grabbing that hammer. With ARC heading down Spiral Cave, finding Harleys. Yeah, that's the wrong position for the reserve tank. Oh, pressing him. Getting the crate DLC. And oh, Duck apparently getting stuck and not out there, so has to pick up the hammer again. And I believe lost the lamp if I read that map correct. Which would not be too much of a problem, but if our fire rod is lamp locked, that would actually be painful. So I would not blame Doug to pick up that lamp again. Yeah, looks like that's what Apathy is intending to do. Is he deciding, well, let's pick up the eating free refill for Super Metroid, why not? And is going to check out the ether tablet. not too familiar with too much of these splatter texts just yet, but was that a power bomb? Meteoric about to get the flippers. As we did have a big key here in the basement of Hera. And looks like RC is climbing. So yeah, 40 minutes in, our runners have found quite a bit of stuff for Link to the Past, but that moon pearl remains elusive. Finding some bombs here. Hera setting up for the bomb jump. Chicken Big Chest does not have anything, so on towards Moldorm. So, what do we have left? We have potentially an item in Eastern, I'm not sure. We have this one remaining item in Hera that ARC is about to show us. Maybe? Pressing M, picking up those mitts. We have maybe a chicken desert. Not sure if any of our runners decided to go over there just yet. And we have our Zora checks now that Meteoric is going to show us. And oh, second item apparently in the basement in Hera. Without the lamp. RC has no way to check that, so this actually was a bit time wasted here. So we do have a Master Sword and a bottle in the Waterfall Ferry. Oh, so I don't really want to be that person, but I'm Link to the Past player mainly, and Cape, Master Sword, Lamp. Not much stuff left to check. I'm a bit worried here, but Metroid spots some high jump boots. No. There are options. Terrific. Not having enough money to pay Zora. It's only able to get the high jump boots as Appetite gets chicken. Croc. And looks like we are maybe getting at least to see why the Super Bunny Cave, the name Super Bunny Cave. Because even without Moon Pearl, you are actually able to check these chests, because falling down puts you in the Super Bunny state where you can open up chests, which unfortunately did not amount to anything worthwhile. So, just some more missiles over here for Apathy Duck, Croc not paying off so far. And what's on Grapple? That's also a sword. You know... We have now 3 swords, we have a cape, we have a lamp. And we have still no moon pearl. So this is about the point where our runners have to try and make the hard decisions. I mean, if there's one more item in Eastern, we will most likely get to see that first. Looks like RC is waiting and setting up a crystal flash to get out of Upper Norfair safely. Looks like Bressingham is intending to pick up the high jump boots soon and will be able to check Zora. Meanwhile, I do think the way where Nitorific is heading, we are about to get a dip into Suitless Meridia. High jump, we have Spring Ball. Or Nitorific is about to have Spring Ball. And we have not much else left that we can do. RC doing one of those in Eastern. Meanwhile, Duck checking Sickets. I wonder, did we get to see that earlier? We did have bottles for quite some time. And just anything. Oh, no? Need to go in for crate first. And of course, we have access to the powder, which we did find in Minimorum Cave. Now with the hammer we can actually do that. That's a flute. Oh. Now this is getting spicy. So with the mids and the flute we have access to the Maya area. So we can now check out Checkerboard Cave. We have another way into Desert Palace, where we still could have potentially had something. And we can get to the Screw Attack location. Terrific. Enjoying that crate DLC to the fullest. Who doesn't want to enjoy their extra content they paid so much for in time? Duck taking a look at Desert Edge. We did see that earlier. RC checking out the hard container here in the Eastern Palace. Big key chest that Apathy Duck had to leave behind. And now RC on the way to our Armor's Knights. One item desert on the torch, but that means desert is not bootlocked. And that means we have full access to the green pendant. This is getting more spicy by the second. Very nice almost fight here from Cutie, getting the Cane of Burner! That is an item, but it's nothing that helps us, and that is red, but not progression. Second item in desert, only 20 rupees. And Duck apparently not wanting to commit to the green pendant just yet. Get a look at Maya to reveal we need the Bombos medallion to enter. Apathy Duck is trying to go for that super bunny here, gets it. If you press mirror at the same frame you entering this cave, you are getting put into the super bunny state, where you can push blocks and open chests. Fortunately, just an E-tank. Now, does Checkerboard Cave has our Moon Pearl or some other progression that would help us, like Varia, like Gravity? Nope, just a bomb upgrade. So yeah, we are getting low on options. There is the item on the pyramid that is fully in logic and accessible. We have seen 3 swords, we do have the lamp. And I'm again not 100% firm with what exactly we need for which kind of stuff we can do in Suitless Meridia, but we are very limited in other options. We do have, at least have access to our high jump and springboard. And that's just 3 bombs here at Screw Attack. Supers. And missiles. So yeah, I think the only options left for us as viewers and soon for our team here on the left are doing Aghanim or doing some form of checks in Meridia without gravity suit. And looks like Apathy Duck does want to stall for time, is grabbing that bone. And give ARC the chance to check out the flipper checks and tell them if they need those, or Duck could go just for Aga. Meanwhile, Nitrific picked up the lamp. Bressingham upgrading to Tempered Sword. And there she did spot the high jump boots, is going to pick those up. So what now? Dart at Mountain Cave suggests that Aircy is probably heading back into Super Metroid. Very nice. And Twinkle here. Oh, no. Looks like Aircy is going to do Aga. Or did they... Oh, I'm not sure. Did they check out front of Hyrule Castle yet? I know Bressingham and Nito did. I'm not sure. Yeah, exactly that. Aircy is checking in front of his Hyrule Castle here. I think we'll find the third sword that was here. I can't quite remember. There was something here, but nothing that was progression. Doug picking up the book. Bressingham about to grab the lamp. Happy Duck going to pick up that hookshot. That will be important if we have Aga Dark World access. So yeah, definitely the right decision. Although, no. We do have Hammer and Mitz, we still need the Moon Pearl, and as soon as we have that, that does not matter much anymore. Oh well. Trying to speak and trying to think is actually not something I'm very good at, so I probably should do one or the other. And Aircy still not going for Aga. Okay. Yeah, second item, Hera Basement. Right. Now... Does Aircy have the lamp? I think so. Need to get in the flute. Does the duck do? Fluting away, so that's not Aga. That is the mountain. Which means Apathy is going for Hera? No, going to the right side. Did we have something there that Oh, I'm very bad at this. Right, flippers were here. Right, for the high jump boots. I mean, with the bow and bombs, you could set up splash deletion to get the high jump boots without flippers, but we definitely need to pick up those flippers at some point. We can full clear Swamp Palace as soon as we get the Moon Pearl, so it does not make much sense to skip the flippers. Yeah. And that did not look like ARC found the Moon Pearl. That looked like ARC is contemplating and talking to Apple the Duck about what they do next. And is that a dark cross check for? Ew, I believe. Oh no. They did not have Zora money. Okay. Yeah. Wanted to set up a hooligan. Okay. And looks like Duck is now committing to do Lanmo to check out our green pendant. There is no item on Lanmo anymore, so it's just the green pendant that we are going here for. We do know that Zora does not have anything, so what ARC is doing here won't come into fruition. But yeah, I believe we are down to green pendant, pyramid ledge, or whatever we potentially might be able or are supposed to do in Suitless Meridia. If we are any with high jump and spring ball. Making very good use of the bow here. It's definitely not the best equipment to fight Lanmo with. Although the Ice Rod could potentially help, but Apatidog is pretty low on magic. So that's the green pendant. And that's just 3 bombs for ARC, so Zora was not the answer. And yeah, I put the duck on the way to turn in the green pendant. We have Meteorific actually going for Lanmo. Pressing him, getting the burner. And just an E-tank on the green pendant turn in. Oh boy. Is it happening? Is Duck doing it? That is a 4. Duck is doing it, isn't he? ARC is doing it too. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we found an Agaseed and a Compromiser. Fun stuff. Okay, Apathy Duck actually going for Dark Cross. I still believe that it's just the map. And looks like Apathy Duck came to the same realization. Pressing and doing Herapod here. Climb up Tower of Hera just a little bit faster. Meanwhile, Nidorvik on the search for the second item here in Desert Palace. And pressing him open out of Hera. Going back to Super Metroid. There's a trip to Meridia. Are we going to see some fieldless shenanigans? Oh, switch into power bombs. Oh, this is wild here. We sure getting to see some fieldless Meridia action while the opposing team is heading up Agator with both runners at the same time. Oh, we are in here for something. Directly checking out screw attack location and oh, pressing him, falling down a bit. Now imagine if the pyramid ledge is just empty. That is mushroom at crab suppers. That's information at least, but not information you really want. Because you don't know if that mushroom is actually necessary. You'd rather see some progression or something that isn't progression, not something that could be progression. And that's supers on... Oh boy. So looks like Fieldless Meridia was the way to go. And MM2 in his cartridge is probably wincing somewhere because that spring ball was absolutely necessary to pick up. And looks like ARC is at least on the right track. Floating up to the mountain. We have nothing else to do here aside from going over to Metroid and heading over to Meridia. Doc needs to pick up that high jump boots first. Meanwhile, we do have Nidorepic attempting the Egg Tower climb. They still do not have the information that there's nothing. And there is the Moon Pearl over at Mama Turtle. And yeah, Nidorepic noping out instantly. ARC going to pick up Spring Ball. We need that. We do not have Ice Beam. So why we do like our high jump boots? They do not get us far in Suitless Meridian. And now the world is open for Croc's Cronies. We do have hammer, we do have mitts, we have the bow, we have the lamp. We have hookshot mitts and flippers. So we have 3 crystal dungeons we can fully clear. The 4th if you were not in Eastern already. No access to Meridia I say, to Mire or Ice Palace. We do need bombos for both of them, or Ice Palace would alternatively do with a Fire Rod, which also would open up the back of Skull Woods. Yeah, looks like Bressingham is taking the Moon Pearl to Dark Death Mountain first. Going to check out Hookshot Cave and get the medallion requirement for Turtle Rock. Meanwhile, 3 more runners attempting Suitless Meridia to get to Mama Turtle with the combination of high jump boots and Spring Ball, because that's what they have to do. That is what they have to do. Bressingham actually going for the opening or potentially opening up Turtle Rock here. If Turtle Rock is either, we can head into the dungeon already and see if the Fire Rock is maybe in there, because if it is, we can full clear it, and nope. Also bombos. So yeah, actually, what do we need to finish the seed? We do need bombos, we do need our Fire Rod, and depending on our runner's skills, that could be it. Quake not helping. Of course, we still need a way to kill Mother Brain. I don't think we have enough ammo just yet, although we are certainly close on some runners. Bressingham going to check out his cave. I'm not sure if they have... Oh, well, but wait, maybe with Spring Ball they could have enough to get out of Dragon. That's Plasma. And Spy Cave. Not doing much for us now. But if we manage to locate Charge Beam, that would at least rid us of our ammunition problems. We have ARC on the way back out of Meridia. Nito still trying to get over to Mama Turtle. It's getting close. So it looks like a bit of a fall down. Oh boy. Pressing him, grabbing a potion. And some more new checks. Now that we have both Light and Dark World, especially Dark World, wide open for us. Pressing him. It's good to check out the front of Skullwoods. There's Nitro has acquired the Moon Pearl. It's now on the way back. ARC already managed to get out of Meridian and will now be able to check new things. Skullwood starts out with the big key so we can check big chest immediately here. Small key so we can head further in the front. Okay, need to take almost out of Meridia. Duck. Now, hopefully on Mama Turtle. Chess game, just our piece. Missiles here in the Skullwoods. Nitorific has made it back to civilization and heads over to Palace of Darkness immediately. Pampalech just shown a single rupee. Meanwhile, ARC getting the Fearstone small key in the first chest. Duck has acquired the Moon Pearl, but still has to make it out of Meridia. Down to 1 E-Tank. Brave Village, just 20 rupees. Morph bombs. These down. And the big key. And Duck almost made it out. And Duck back out of water physics. So now part 2 of the seed has begun for all of our runners. RC did follow Nitorvik, did follow Bressingham into the Dark World, but instead of Skullwoods immediately headed to Thieves Down. I'd imagine Apathy Duck will follow Nitorvik towards Pot. Chicken Mushroom first. The one with it. Apathy Duck having a bit fun with Link to Past glitches. Don't worry. Nothing's happening on Duck screen there. Just some alternative pixel art. Yep, and vertical stars. Harpies in Pot Wiki chest. See what the maiden chest has for us. More slippers? Don't think that's something ARC is complaining about. Cheers to Compass in the big chest. He's tempting the blind fight. Losing the script a bit. But on blue mail in 10 hearts, nothing to worry about. Gets blind down. And is rewarded with their fire shield. I'd imagine there's something that RC would have liked one check earlier. There's not much application for fire shield in Link to the Past. The blind fight is one of them. Looks like Pot had nothing interesting so far, and these missiles are certainly not making it more interesting. So now on the way to Helmsor King. Pressing him. Needs to be a bit careful, loses his script and decides to just pull out the Cane of Burner. For phase 2 and 3. Does give you invincibility. And the way blind works is it does not matter what weapon you have, all of them do equal damage. And so does the Cane of Burner. So if you have the magic, Especially if you have done the first or even the first 2 phases already of the blind fight. Just activate it. And yeah. Watch blind getting defeated. Now that our runners are doing stuff again, I'm back to missing all the important checks, as I actually did find Speed Booster on Stumpy. While not really necessary, I'd say, for anything for runners. At least nothing that we know of just now. Certainly does help you out in Super Metroid. Should also make your escape out of Dragon much easier, and ARC finding all the speed. Those are boots in High Cave. And also on Forney terrific, finding more power bombs. And ARC now heading into the next crystal dungeon. Here comes Swampalis. Meanwhile, Bressingham continuing to pick up beams is now 2 plasma away. Need to pick catching up on Eastern Palace. Duck on the way to Helma and then also catching up on Eastern, I assume. We get Lovesmiths working on a broken heart. Yeah, I'm curious to see what foreigners will do after these obvious checks. Or what we will find next. I mean, Speed Booster does open some things. Not necessarily things foreigners want to do immediately. Pressing and finding all the goodies. That is sword number 4 on the shovel. Compass for ARC. And we are going to see left side swamp. Big Key already found, 1 item guaranteed, but it's a co-op race. I do not blame them. We are not getting to see a diver down attempt though. ARC going with the old school strats to get to left side swamp. Which are not that much slower, and if you're not really confident in your diver down, ARC not wanting to the left side swamp, because if you want to, you need to flood that room. Did I miss something? Yeah, that did not look right. I mean, old school is all nice and well, but you still need to flood the room. There's no way around that, at least currently. Terrific. Getting a boots. So looks like pressing and has to do swamp pillars without them. Or nope. Deciding to pick those up first and re-flood swamp. Makes sense. Bit unfortunate. But so far I'd say that was a bit of the story for Croc's Cronies. The order of things were many times unfortunate. Half magic, also an hype cave. Certainly a nice quality of life item. Just go into Shape King soon. And there's the pushing the statue here. Again, at these times in the standalone Link to Past randomizer, you rarely see anyone do that anymore. This diver down, especially with the King of Samaria, has made it in the repertoire of most of our runners, but RC is staying old school. Doing a save and quit. Apparently was on the way to head over to Swamp Hills, where I'm getting more and more confused. Kane, right. That was you. Oh, okay, never mind. Once that came for prior mentioned diver down, probably, before heading to swamp. Because we do have a barrier suit apparently on the left side, and while you may not need them, that certainly makes your time in Lower Norfair much nicer. And speaking of making Lower Norfair much nicer, that was good. So I'd imagine the very next thing, or the very next big thing ARC is about to do is heading over to mentioned Lower Norfair. Probably getting a bonus tablet check out here after swamp. You're close to it, makes sense. Then you can just float a little bit more to the left, pick up that rock, head into the dark world, switch worlds, and pay a visit to Ridley. Why not? Ridley's so lonely out down there. You should visit them. This is not Metroid Fusion, Rando. We want to visit Ridley. Getting Skinner check in first, because we want a nice rod. Makes sense. And Bressingham now got the information about that various suit. See if Doug is... Yep, Doug is flooding the key. But do not worry, he's not going to make a mistake. If for some reason you only played Compromiser and never paid attention to any developments in the standalone link-to-pass randomizer, for quite some time now we have this fancy new, or quotation mark new, trick called Dive It Down, which makes the once have been problem of flooding that small key very trivial to get fixed. Unfortunately, that being a bit off in the positioning. And not doing the cane, just doing the bomb strats. A bit to the right, a bit too much to the right, needs tap left, does that, and with the magic we hit the switch with the bomb we placed earlier in the room and left before it fully exploded. And now, in the ideal scenario, we save time, having to lift that bomb. Meanwhile, ARC speeding to the turn low and off air. Pressing and getting screw attack. Duck. Now getting that warrior suit, head into the wrong chest first. PB's off shame netting ARC reserve tank that I don't think was intentional to pick up. Just unfortunate. And Bressingham now following ARC to lower and off air. Meanwhile, terrific on the way to grab that various suit, because it's most likely the next thing they have to do. The duck shown off the left side, dive it down with some area. Interesting that Duck did not decide to do this for left side swarm, but did do it for the back. Because it's basically the same setup for both spots. Although I'm not sure if the Samaria left side work. Left side Samaria actually does not work for left side right. I think there's only the right side setup that works. The bomb setup though is consistent for both spots. Somewhat. Meanwhile, I apparently missed what was on already. Okay, just towards some more supers, which put ARC at 55? Hard to see. But yeah, that is sufficient ammo for ARC. Finish the seed. 25 power bombs also means no need to find ice beam. Very nice big ball there. out of wasteland. And rewarded with the single arrow on the fireplace. I mean, that's the arrow of destiny. That is the one to seal Ganon again. But we would need silvers to use that, and we have ways to not use arrows, so maybe it's not that needed. Speaking of silvers, taken down Ridley, but Ridley does not really want to leave. Pressing and leave. Just yet. So I believe pressing him getting up to 50 supers. Was that 60? Blink and you miss it. ARC already has left north here. So yeah, we managed to take down Ridley, also known as Speedball from Brethingham here. But otherwise this trip to Ridley did not achieve much. Silvers are nice, but pot and... I don't know, I actually didn't do Palace of Darkness yet, but silvers won't help much with the Tide. Armor's Knights are already taken down and we have no way of reaching Vitreous yet. Without finding Plasma Beam. ARC finishing crate, so apparently Team Corndog not the big fan of DLCs. Croc's Cronies instead are fans of extra content. Now, on the way to probably check out Waterway, one of the checks that Speed Boost opened up that wasn't checked at this time, because we had no real way to. White Apathy Duck on the way to Catfish Needorfic, right back, or right on the heels, doing the permit check here, and then probably going up to Catfish as well. Picking up those supers, we still have no charge, so getting more supers can't hurt, and Catfish provides us with some money that does not really help us anymore. Looks like Bressingham right on the heels of ARC. Also heading over to Waterway. Because there's not much stuff left that we can do aside from that. I believe teams checked out the wrecked ship reserve tank. So we have shaft supers left. I don't think anyone checked that. And Duck is heading into the back of Meridia. We do have Spring Ball. We have Base Jump. We have Speed Booster. I think the only thing left that we do not have that would make things easier without Gravity Suit is Grapple Beam, but with the equipment we already have, that does not matter much. Oh, Bressingham, not quite far enough down. Again, hey. Third time's the charm though. Just seen a blue ruby there. Meteor's on the way to the back of Meridia. Meanwhile, ARC did reach shaft supers. Let's see what the item up here is, and it's just 10 arrows. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if I recall correctly, this is the second time now it is required to see to head to Meridia without gravity. Fun stuff. To watch at least. To run? I don't know. We have to ask. Bressingham starting back at the ships, probably intending to check shaft supers. Meanwhile, ARC in the front of Skullwoods, I believe they both did decide to skip this part of the dungeon till now. And there's gravity. Now then, oh, an X-ray. Bit unfortunate that we do not have charge beam yet. Would make Dragon quite a bit nicer. Gravity in is the left sandpit. So that now makes the rest of Meridia much easier to clear. And now fully in logic, regardless of normal or hard logic. Gets the green gate glitch. Nito getting the information about gravity suits. And Bressingham clears to 1. And apparently he wants to blue to 8. Or 4 and head into dark world, right. because it sure looks like that's what we have to do. Like I said, I do not remember anything else that we have left to do. That's in logic. Need to grabbing that X-ray scope on the off chance that we get to use that at some point. And there's the fire rod in the watering hole for Apathy Duck. So we need one more thing. That's the Bombos medallion, opening up the last two of our crystal dungeons. But, and here's the fun part, we have no access to our third pendant. So while the pedestal may not be actually in play anymore, we did have the book on our runner, so they had plenty of times to check that if they wanted to have ice beam. We still at least have the option to open for our runners that they have to head into Ice Palace to find that Bombos medallion locked behind the fire rod. So, checking out the right sand pit. And may or may not give Check Tool a visit. That's a grapple. Oh boy. Now Check Tool is definitely and without doubt on logic, regardless of logic play. RC has made it to Murdia following pressing hand to get that gravity suit and then the fire rod, maybe the ice beam that Ito is about to pick up. Let's see what Check Tool holds on for us. And just misses. Meanwhile, on the way to Dragon to fight Botwoon. Apathy Duck right on the heels. Mercy has reached gravity suit as the last of our runners. Pressing him on the way to grab that fire rod. And Nito apparently missed that spark bit, but Dragon is down. We do have bombos behind Dragon, so that is go mode for both our teams once Apathy Dog does finish off Dragon. So, Doug getting the blue suit, but trying for the spike suit. Yeah, basically the answer to the seed was Meridia. Twice. Because why do all this fancy stuff in all the other regions of the world if you can just go to Meridia and grab everything? Hydra Power in chat mentioning charge would help, but the way the seed went, we all know that charge is in plasma. I mean, come on. Everything's in Meridia. And I think there's just one thing in Meridia left that wasn't checked, so that's charge. That's how this works, right? Taken on Dragon, not quite killing this phase, getting the blue suit. And look like spike suit achieved. Maybe not. Maybe it was a bit off. Oh, meanwhile, Nitrofig already heading through Meridia on the search for the big key. Which apparently is pretty good at hiding. And I said apparently Meridia again when I meant Maya. And looks like we have a vanilla Maya big key. Ah. Start making our way through the deep stone. And pressing M. Speeding right out of Meridia. Still on the lookout for some supers. And pressing him, heading over to Palace of Darkness and finishing that. So, using Spooky Action to hit switches that are not really on screen, but still are there. Here's he also with blue suit. They were the supers that Doug were searching for here in Thief's Town. Yes, ARC does now have Go mode achieved. Oh, neat, terrific. Apparently still only on Master Swords, making good use of the cape. And the inability for Link to the Past to process two things at a time. Namely, slashing your sword and spending magic. So, while you slash your sword, you're not spending magic. Yeah. Can use that to extend the use of your cape quite a bit in this mid-tier fight. Making it far easier on only Master Sword. Now, of course, Nito, not having been to Lower North just yet, had no chance to pick up the silvers. He was somewhat forced to do this fight without them. But at least for Ganon, they are kinda on the way, so I fully expect Nito to pick them up. Because that's 5 seconds heading to the right and back left. Are certainly made up by at least 30 seconds to silvers to save you in the Ganon fight. Farming some supers here with the power bombs for the Ridley fight. These super drops are pretty much guaranteed. And AOC apparently on the way to Turtle? Did AOC forget to pick something up? Maybe a sword? Sword for Meyer? This feels a bit weird, unless there was a sword here. Because there should be no reason to search Turtle Rock for anything other than charge, but that you can do on the way to TR, to GT. So unless ARC was quite a bit faster than not only my eyes, but the tracker eyes could pick up and has finished Skullwood's Palace Darkness already, which is not impossible. I'm a bit confused. On the other hand, RC is probably the runner that is ahead on that team, and since that means RC has some time to spend, this is okay. But there were at least 2 crystals missing for ARC, so yeah, I'm not sure about this. Unless the goal here really is to try and see if there's charge here in the R for Apathy Duck. And they rightfully acknowledge that ARC is far enough ahead of Duck that they have the time to spend. I mean, Metroid has made it over to Ridley, picks up some more Super Seer. It's really hard to actually see the exact ammo count, but Nito is apparently up to 60 supers now with the Ridley Super, so very comfortable on the ammo count. Pressingham fighting against Mothula. Heresy catching a fairy, then consuming one. So getting the big key. Okay, then what was Nito looking for? If the big key was available earlier now? For charge, maybe? Okay. Sure. Can see that. Apathy Duck with the butter sword can just damage boost, swing it around a few times, 3 hits with the butter sword will kill one of the small eyes, and finish off Vitreous this way, even without silvers. That wasn't a charge beam for ARC. Apathy Duck binds some more supers and heads over to Palace of Darkness. And apparently realizing that they did do that, but not Eastern. So Apathy apparently forgot to do Eastern Afterpod. Can happen. Not the worst thing in the world. You can get back to Eastern fairly easily this late in the game. And RC finding a red mail. Map. Missiles. And a small key on the laser bridge. So still no charge beam. So also I do see a question in chat about what's still left for Go mode, if there's any. That question can be pretty much answered with nothing, except from maybe ammunition or charge beam for Apathy Duck. All our runners have the ability to finish all the crystal dungeons and all the Super Metroid bosses if they do not have already done so. Only thing left to now search for are the GT Big Key. And not the Golden Teresa one, but the one in Ganon's Tower. And like I said, Apathy Duck still needs a way to kill Mother Brain. Which, for the 3 of our foreigners, is ammunition, as ARC, Nito, and Bressingham have enough. But Apathy Duck was a bit lacking, apparently. So, Bressingham now on the way to Turtle Rock, as is Nitorific. Both apparently already done with all Super Metroid bosses. So both in their last crystal dungeon on the way to GT. Meanwhile, on the other side, for Team Corndog, ARC still has to do at least 2 more crystals in Skullwoods and Palace of Darkness. And Apathy Duck has to still do Turtle Rock and pay a visit to Ridley, where some more supers are waiting. So this does look apparently pretty good for Croc's Cronies here. Apparently a bit lost on what to do. Going to check the shovel apparently. Getting the tempered sword. So maybe ARC wanted to have another sword before going to Skullwoods, but not really. Yeah, I'll have to ask them about why they were doing this in this order. This was for the potential of charge beam for Apathy Duck. They really wanted to have Doug reach GT first, but that ARC does not have to do a dungeon where you could lose much time if you're not familiar with it. So there are potential reasons to do that in this order, but I am not convinced that any of them are. Definitely that what was happening here. That was a very nice mod fight though for ARC. Bressingham is starting to check laser bridge from the bottom, which will net in the key being the very last check. Falling down and maybe going for the first chest now. And gets the small key. And thinking about, do I want to... These other checks need to be checked, and deciding, nope, key is enough, we don't need anything anymore. What would charge even do much for us? I still think only Bressingham has plasma so far. And I'm not even sure if Nitrific ever found wave or got the wave. So yeah. Not much else that you can want here. And even if they find charge, it won't do them much good. Panic down, or almost down for pressing just the second phase, but with rather short. That's pretty easy. And a reserve tank that he unfortunately cannot dodge. So Nitro is up to 13 E-tanks and at least one reserve after this fight. That's a bit of health that you have available. So you probably want to nail your baby skip. That is Trinex down for Apathy Duck. As Bressingham is opening up GT, and we will have our first runner on the search for the GT big key. Bressingham starting in the hope room, finding two non-small keys and no big key, so was forced to head left. Some bombs on the torch, meanwhile Nito dancing a bit with Trinex to use the hammer. Not the fastest method to do that, but but much safer. We have a hard piece, small key, another hard piece, and another small key in Starfor's room. Apathy duck starting on the left. We have another reserve tank for Bressingham. That is Mer. So we'll check the right side. Might get to the information the big key being on the right side a bit sooner if it's there. Also interesting to check only one chest first, then delay the switch and then check the second. Would have been slightly punished if the big key wasn't that right chest. Rupees, more rupees, the map, and some power bombs for Bressingham. Big key remains elusive for now, as Nitrovic has reached GT and starts in the Hope room where there's no small key, and we did see Apathetic finding that big key on the right side. So it looks like Nito is forced to do tile room because... oh, no? Was there a key? Did I miss something? Oh, I completely missed Nito going to the left side first for the keys, right. I mean, everything else wouldn't have made sense, so I was so confused for a bit, but... there's a small key, that's the tell sign that the big key will be in this room. Nitrovic does find it. And now Bressingham does know exactly where to go. Nitrovic here in a slight lead. Does have the lesser sword though, and with only Master Sword that actually is somewhat significant. Because you do not have a guaranteed one cycle available for the first two phases of Ganon. There's a chance with the cape and the right positioning that you can still get a one cycle in the second phase, I believe. But I do think the one cycle in the first phase at least is impossible. Or just need you to do some area strats so perfectly that I'm not sure I've seen them yet. You have troubles here in this room with the Star Force and this Isaac. They can be a bit nasty if you missed the first shot on the red skeleton. Because if it's jumping away from you when you try to slash it with a sword and the ice physics, it's not the easiest to recover. Oh, silver arrows are not really flying the way Nito wants them to. Oh, again early and then oh. This is a dodgy landmo. And now decides to take the fire rod. And just like that, Bressingham has caught up and has the sword advantage. So yeah, I think Bressingham is now in a very slight lead here. Even if Meteorific does do perfect cannon fight. Duck. Not getting the best Egger 2 patterns, and of course now blue ball. There's the first Egger 2 down. And Duck leaving GT as RC is entering it. Bressingham has the time to grab another missile pack here. And if not for Gannon, already here the sword advantage does make an appearance, as Bressingham would need 2 slashes. Nito would at least need 3 spins. And is apparently going with Master Sword slashes, which is not the best thing to do. And rages Moldorum, but gets that final hit in pretty quickly. Apathy Duck does have but a short, so the first 3 phases of Ganon really are just a test of concentration. Does not have silvers though, so has to do the silvers fight. Are 12 spins needed? Does get Torch Bridge, which makes it a bit easier. Goes for the triple setup. Has a nice rhythm now, again giving out the nice position. Egger 2 down for Bressingham and Meteorific. I think Duck missed that spin, so this is only a double. Should be 3 hits left, but this could be a triple. Gets it first. Oh, and apparently had 1 more hit than I counted. So Apathy Duck being the first player done with Link to the Past. That's only 1 more bridge to cross, and Bressingham decided I want the ferry and refill, which should be fine. So this is where Nito is definitely losing time. Because if you do not go for the Samaria strats, even in the first phase, this will definitely cost quite a bit of time here. Having to land 12 Master Sword spins for the first phase and then 12 for the second one, but gets a good position for the second one. Activates the cape, can just stand there and spin away. This should be one cycle. Oh, no, apparently missed one double spin, so 2 more. So I believe if you activate the cape in that position and you are standing in the right position, you can get a one cycle with Master Sword. I may just have dreamed that though. It's definitely not much time, or not much of a time window you have there, if at all. But that's Ganon down for Bressingham. But to throw silvers, this is the easiest Ganon can get. And this is linked with pass down for the first player on Team Croc's Cronies. Nito has made it to phase 4. Has the silvers, so at least has only to hit 4 spins to stun Ganon, and then 4 silvers. Unfortunately, with Master Sword spins, doubles are not that easy to hit. You need a good position to the spin in the right angle to not get knocked too far. That is terrific. Heading over to Super Metroid following Bressingham. Bressingham with 105, 60. Definitely way more ammunition than you would ever need. Nito only, I believe, 60, which is still plenty. We do have ice, they have speed, so they have quite a few options available for zap skips. Save ammo. Meanwhile, Diffidog has reached Ridley with a count of 85-40. That is still pretty low. We do get 5 more from Ridley. So I do think Doug needs to find at least 1 more super pack somewhere. He has finished up. Ganon's tower will just have to do Tempered Sword with Silver's Ganon fight. Not too hard. And then can already head over to Mother Brain. Apathy Dog has managed to take down Ridley. Just has to get out of there and then can head over to Mother Brain. Okay, we skip number 1. Looks good. Bressingham getting through. Percy has to be a bit careful, down to 1 heart. Even on Red Mail, that's a 1-hit KO, but has a fairy. Okay, no worries. Let's take out the cape. Get out unharmed and it's done. And Nitorific gets grabbed and has to watch 13 energy tanks get emptied. Slightly painful. the reverse amphitheater. Get out of lower north here. This gets them back to the Meyer portal. Which is a bit faster to reach portal if you get your Great Bridge. And from there you can just reset to the ship. Nine tries. Gets the second. Meanwhile, Bressingham already down. We're done with Mother Brain 2. Did set up for some fancy right-looking senders. Without charge, no way to do standard glitch and damage Mother Brain. And looks like we do have some sort of race between Duck and ARC. But Duck still... Yeah, I'd assume so. Duck has to pick up one more supers. There are some supers here in Criteria power bombs. And I think that should be enough. But ARC already on the way to Mother Brain. One main down as Metroid just enters the baby cutscene. Bressingham does make it out of the fight already. Being a bit careful about the super missiles spent. Because you can replenish the normal missiles, you cannot replenish the supers after this storm. And Bressingham already has reached the ship and is done as first runner of the seat with an official race time.gg time of 2 hours 38 minutes and 53 seconds. GG. Duck does not have wave beam, so has to be a bit more patient with this baby skip, but nails it. There's he going for speed zap skip. As is Doug. Apparently did not get the setup they wanted. And 2-4-2 on speed zap skips on Team Corndog. But Nitorific, meanwhile, has reached the ship and finishes the seat in as second runner with an official race time.gg time of 2 hours, 40 minutes and 42 seconds. Getting the win for the Team Croc's Cronies in this race. GG. Meanwhile, simultaneous Mother Brain fights on Team Corndog. As we have our winning team already here for the interviews. So, GG's to you, Wrestling and Nito.
Thanks.
What an seed.
It was a hard logic one for sure.
Yeah, that was a really horrible seed.
I mean, it could be pretty much told, or the whole story was pretty much you had to do Suitless Meridia twice.
Yeah.
Hard required twice.
Yep.
And some hell running. That barely counts.
Yeah, we heard in race time that Team Corndog did AGA before realizing for the first suitless for Pearl. We almost did that, but then we didn't. I think Nito was on his way there and then left when I found Pearl.
I was on my way to the dark rooms of Iga Tower, yeah.
So, if they would have realized earlier, Aerosy was actually in the position to be the first one doing the Suitless Meridia runs.
Yep.
And that would probably would have helped them and meant that they would have most likely won this. Because they indeed did go both for AGA at the same time, and then there was sadness.
It was a good call from Bress. I wanted it to be AGA play really early, and turns out I was wrong. Good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we had this come up in a practice seed too. I think that really kept it fresh in the head because it's not very obvious. With all you have is high jump and spring ball to get you there.
Yeah, so that gives you crab supers and Nama turtle, and that's it.
Yeah, that's 3 checks. AGA without pearls, just that one. And yeah, overall, I think in the first part of the seed, before the first bliss, I think your ordering of doing stuff and finding stuff was quite a bit unfortunate in some points. I think there was at least 1 or 2 occasions where you found an item that would have been a bit helpful a bit earlier to one of our runners.
Yeah.
And Varia was bait.
Yeah, Varia was bait. That's funny.
And yeah, Team Corndog actually managed the first part of the seed a bit better. The ordering was a bit smoother for the seed, so yeah.
Yeah, I believe that. I didn't feel great about our early game. We, of course, last location to was Meridia twice, but that's kind of probably just going to happen no matter what.
Yeah, because if you forget you can backdoor Meridia, like, well, there's nothing more I can do. I don't have grapple. I can't get across Mount Everest. Or you can backdoor and you can fall in the sand pits. That was the play.
Yep. And that was the play that you reached a bit before your opponents, which in the end meant that you got to win this race. As ARC did finish with an official time of 2 hours, 44 minutes and 44 seconds. And Empathy Duck close to being done. Just these last few rooms. One more door to open. And Empathy Duck does finish as fourth runner with an official time of 2 hours and 46 minutes flat. So GG's to Team Corndog 2. Let's see if they will join us here for the interview.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
GG's Duck.
GG.
GG.
Yeah, GG's.
Yeah, what a race this was. We have ARC with us here too, so GG's.
Yeah, it's just dumb seed. Like, I don't know. I think this is a terrible race seed. It's just all this like super.
The hard part was how far apart we found spring and high jump, and the fact that he found spring and I found high jump.
Oh.
That was part of it.
So
Yeah.
like suitless didn't even occur to us as a possibility until I saw the supers on pyramid and thought for like a second and realized, oh, you found spring ball, didn't you?
Yeah.
So it just like genuinely just didn't even occur to me until then, and it was
We
pretty
were
tragic.
like going into Aga. We were like trying to go over every single location, trying to think of like what we missed. But yeah, if anyone thinks that the weak link on this team is Cutie's link to the past, it's they don't realize that the weak link is actually we're stupid. Like
yeah, I think that's what it is. Like my link to the past isn't strong, but it's definitely not as weak as people think it is.
yeah, we haven't had something over a 2-2x in like I think a month, and we've been playing like every day. So this is like
Yeah, like our last like freaking probably 20-25 seeds have all been like 229 or better. So I mean this was a rough one. I don't see many teams in the tournament like sub 230ing this one. I mean there's a few that might, but this was a rough seed in general. But it definitely didn't help the order that we found the suitless items, like how far apart they were and like who found them. Because I went up Death Mountain to get to like North Fair area because of how we routed it and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if we think about it, basically, like, 'cause we did all the clean, like, he had to go back to Zora because we didn't have any money. He
Yep.
had to go back to Hera because he didn't have Lamp the first time. I cleaned up Lambo to get the pendant. Like, we were doing all, like, if we had realized it, we probably send me or, I don't know, maybe you. Like, I tend to be better at suitless except for that. To check that stuff, and then like while the other person's doing the slow stuff, and we probably find it like like that's 5 minutes.
I had to leave Zora and Hera basement, and I checked them one off before doing Aga, and it felt really bad the entire time.
Yeah, we felt bad too, but we figured if we got trolled, they probably got trolled too.
Yeah, but I think I mean, it ended up being closer than I thought it would be after I saw what was on Pyramid. But
it was
honestly,
our last check, basically. Sorry.
Yeah, we didn't get there quick either. But
yeah, I just had to laugh though when I found the mushroom when I was doing suitless. I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be the mushroom! Great, okay."
I'm heading towards Aga at 103.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Because I also like mirrored twice because like I couldn't think of what I was doing, and then I got to Pyramid at so it's 6 minutes just from the Aga on my side, and then like my suitless was terrible. Like those spring ball jumps are just annoying.
Yeah, I mean everyone's gonna make mistakes. So, but the definitely was a rough seed, and being able to because I think part of the reason we did backdoor suitless as early as we did was because we felt behind. I don't think we put it off much longer than we did, but I certainly don't think we do it that soon. But we also kind of
we-
were running out of stuff.
We completely located backdoor suitless. Pretty sure
Yeah.
we had done everything else.
The only thing that I could think of that we could have done before then is basically I just said screw Smith's Chin. We're behind.
Yeah.
So I did like Thieves, and then I went South Dark World, found Speed at Stumpy, and I was like, oh great, cool, that's something to worry about.
And then I had to.
And then I
20
did Swamp
supers.
at that point. Yeah, and then I found like the boots and stuff, and like did Swamp, and I was just like, if it's Smiths, that whatever. But doing Smiths while feeling this behind without boots or anything to make it like super, super quick was not something that I wanted to do because it was not really how you're gonna win in a seed like this after the Aga play.
So when did you find Varia, and were you baited by it too?
We thought it might be LN. Yes. Varia was. Gosh, I'm
Oh,
really
that was
trying to-
left side. That was left side.
Yeah, it was left side swamp. Yeah, and I'm dyslexic, and I told him it was left side of right side swamp. So he heard right of left side swamp. And
Well,
went on the right.
there was no left. There is no right side swamp, so I just
I
assumed
know.
the right part meant.
I know. I get my rights and lefts mixed up while playing SMZ3 because I'm a toddler. It happened the other day too.
I can't believe that flute wasn't the like. I
The
put
answer,
put
yeah.
The girl on screw attack or something. Like this is a completely different race.
Yeah, I thought for sure that flute at Magic Bat was going to be the answer when we found it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, here we go. This makes sense now. I mean, like,
Yeah, we have Mitz
Yeah.
flute. Like
We
or
thought
just
that
don't
too.
give us the stuff for Aga. Like, I mean, there's so
Yeah.
many things to see.
the lamp was definitely like the biggest thing because the lamp wasn't needed for anything in that like
Nope.
chain, really at the time. So it was like finding the lamp really hurt us pretty bad. But
A lot of
that's
bait.
just how it goes.
There was Lamb, there was Varia, there was I don't know. We didn't feel too good about it either. I mean, I was in Aga Tower when Bress found the pearl at
Oh,
Mama
okay,
Turtle.
yeah.
So I
Yeah.
cleared out and
It
went
feels
there.
any suitless Meridia seed just feels bad because it just feels like super risky to do early because it feels
Well, especially with
especially with spring ball jumping. Like if you have like ice spazer or whatever, and you're like pretty good at it, it's not actually that slow to like just do it. But like with spring ball jumping, like I don't see anyone like last location and that stuff. My one hope was that you guys did right side sandpit suitless first and found the grapple beam there, and then did suitless shack tool.
Oh,
I did
wow.
not
But
know grapple was
I look
there.
but I look back and it looks like you guys literally just forgot right side sandpit.
I was
Yeah.
gonna do it, but he said no. So I went to Watering Hole, found Fire Rod. Then you said, well, maybe you might as well do Dragon since you're a bit behind. So I did Dragon, and it was
Yep.
bombos.
We got baited by that because grapple was in right side sandpit. So it's like, okay, guess we're doing like shack tool and stuff. And I've not followed him into suitless at this point yet either. I'm like doing overworld and like front of skull and stuff. Like,
But logically, you need every item for suitless.
do you need do you need ice to get over there? You might need
Yeah,
ice to get back. I think you need ice to get back. Actually, yeah.
Well, I'm not super good at suitless, but I know you need it. When you fall from the right sandpit, you need to freeze the baby Dragon there, so use it as a platform.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
So you need everything.
I was thinking that was only from left side sandpit, but yeah, you're right.
I thought,
both
didn't we
say-
figure a way to get there without ice? I keep forgetting.
No, I don't think so. No, I messed with it, but it felt freaking impossible now that I think about it. Suitless Shacked was really silly though. That's logic.
Yes,
I don't
it
know.
is.
A lot of the Suitless Meridia logic, it feels really. It like
it's the
I
spring
don't
ball
dis-
stuff,
I don't
honestly, like-
necessarily disagree with it from like a randomizer design standpoint, but from a race standpoint, a lot of it feels really bad. Like because
it's so like I don't mind doing one or two, like do spring ball jump for worst room in the game or something, but it's like to just get a Mount Everest, you have to do like 10. It's like it's silly. Like
yeah.
maybe not that many, but it's just pause,
yeah.
unpause, and like everyone is 2 pauses, right?
Yeah, I do prefer hard mode for co-op for sure, but I definitely think that from a race perspective, a lot of the suitless logic just can feel
Yeah, I
kind
mean,
of bad.
Same thing happened with Azure, right? In his race, he had the high jumpless version, which was even worse.
Yeah,
and then just
like I don't know.
when it's
I've
something
always-
Azure's like not sure how to do, I think maybe maybe we shouldn't have this in race logic. I think that's a good line to draw.
That's a very good line to draw, and even you could probably draw it before then because you know some really obscure stuff.
Yeah. It's definitely the line. The line probably should be more further behind.
Yeah, I mean, like, because I don't know, from just like playing a hard mode seat by yourself or whatever perspective, that's kind of whatever. But like when you're racing, the suitless stuff feels really bad, and then like suitless shack tool is like the most mind bending thing to me. Because no one's ever going to do that before it's their last thing they can do, and that's, I don't know.
Of all the things, if we're just having a burn set, all the things I hate, alpha PBs is the worst because there are zero changes in this ROM except for the change for the door.
Yeah, exactly.
To make that in logic, I'm like
there's like vanilla SM rando has soft lock prevention stuff, right? Part of that is making the door up in the red tower area, making that blue. SMZ3 has no soft lock prevention except for making that door blue just so that they can put alpha power bombs in logic without morph ball. And I think that's silly.
As far as I'm aware, that's the only ROM change and the extra magic door to get to GT, which was just kind of a recent change too, which like that makes sense at least to keep the refill in. But like, yeah, that's the only ROM change to put something in logic where that shouldn't be, because the rule is nothing's in logic if you can't also get out with it, right? So morph couldn't be there. Normally. So that's I don't know. I hate.
I mean, I think it's still the best design.
If it wasn't on the moon,
I think it's better than a Link to the Past rando. I think it's better than SM rando. So
yeah, I mean, this fixes a lot of problems, but it also creates new problems. Whereas
I like co-op the most with it though. I think
co-op's the best.
Solo. I think co-op is definitely the best way to like play this from like a race / competitive standpoint for sure.
Yeah, co-op gets rid of the like, I last location something by like 30 minutes type thing. Like
yeah. Yes, I definitely agree. This kind of just turned into us talking about our thoughts on SMZ3, but we're not going to be playing it again for a while, probably. So,
SG Live.
I don't know if I want to do any tournaments, but both my tournaments ended within 2 days of each other's, within a day of each other.
Thanks for
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree about the alpha peebs thing. And Sulis is definitely always the last thing that you do.
Like,
it sucks, but
yeah, like I don't know, from like a race perspective, it doesn't feel like it belongs in a way, because like if you have like the entire point is like you're like, you know, trying to check stuff realistically. If you have something that everyone's always gonna save for the end, like where's the randomness in that? In a way. Like not necessarily randomness, but like there's always also the fact that someone just decides to like something that everyone does last, they decide to just like Hail Mary it or whatever.
Save for Shack Tool, I think like the high jump ice grapple stuff I think is fine, because I think you can actually get pretty good at that and be fast at it, right? Like I mean, look at like Zenny and Zost and like RBL,
they
fly through that stuff. I mean, even like Sloters one time told me is like, I'd rather actually go suitless to get to Dark World than Aga because I think it's faster for me. I'm like, you're probably right. Like, so you can be good at it, but like, what are you going to speed up your pauses? Like, it's just like, yeah, like I'm fine with that, but I think it adds like interesting stuff like going to Dragon and all that kind of stuff. I think it does raise the skill ceiling, but like this stuff and the high jumpless spring ball from the back is just a bridge too far, honestly.
Yeah, spring ball in Logic's really. It baffles me because like Ice Clip's not in Logic, but doing that suitless is.
I mean, this race was a coin flip. It was gonna come down to the seed, and this was their seed, so you know.
It happens. No, yeah.
I mean, it was gonna be a coin flip no matter what. So.
I think both teams were pretty evenly matched. So.
Yeah. I'm the only one with Master Sword. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about that. Rest was the one who kept finding all the supers and all the quality of life upgrades. I'm like, jeez.
Yeah. I had like 100 missiles. You had 60 missiles.
Yeah, when we hit go, we had me actually just full clear TR for charge beam instead of doing it as my last dungeon. Just like
charge beam ammo, because I was so low.
Yeah.
I was actually better than I thought I was because we had so many that we. Like I just hadn't, like I hadn't picked up Bottle Merchant, I hadn't picked up Pyramid, I hadn't picked up Landing Site, and I hadn't picked up Ridley. And then I also hadn't picked up the one in Blind's Cell, which someone forgot to tell me about. But of course, I just can't not open that chest. And I was like, oh, it's super.
Hey, you know what? I told you
incredibly convenient.
I told you a big key was 2, then 1, and then you found it in 4. So I don't think
that is also
you
true.
can trust
there was a key in 4 at least. Like that's.
I don't think you can trust me remembering Thieves'
You
Town.
managed to slow me down in Thieves' Town. That's impressive. But yeah, he just so we sent him. I was like, well, send you because he was ahead anyway. Like he'd still finished.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah.
just get that way you get your sword. That way you don't have to worry about Master Sword Ganon. Because honestly, Master Sword Ganon probably would have flipped this. Me and him.
Yeah.
I was like, just get that.
Nito was
figure it
behind,
out.
so we couldn't figure out a good way for him to get another sword without just losing a bunch of
Yeah,
time.
I mean, I had like cave and half magic and stuff, so Master Sword Ganon wouldn't have been like that bad. But
I'm not. I mean, it's just literally longer. Like I don't care how good.
it's yeah,
you are.
it is just longer. And you know, I messed it up. I gave him a hug instead of getting the trident spin this time though. But I actually know how to 1-1 him now, so it's my Ganon is not horrible with temper.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be useful next year.
Yeah, right.
Or when the next one of these
Oh
is.
boy, I think I 5 and 4'd again.
I had like a 6-round Aga too.
I had a 6. He had a 2.
I did have it too. Yes,
GG.
but it's my weak link to the past.
I also had a
right?
6-round Aga 1, so you know.
That's true. I did get one blue ball, which surprises me. Every time I do Aga and SMZ3, it's like I get like 9. Like it's not like what was it? The first we had like a couple Aga seeds in the past couple weeks, and like the first one I got like 9, and it was the first 9, and I was like cheering for 15.
Yeah, Lack had a 12 in one of his runs recently, and like once you hit like 7 in a row, you just root for 15. Like you just like, all right,
yeah, of course. Yeah. But anyway, GG was it was actually it ended up being a fun race. I started to enjoy it when I saw the mushroom there. I was like, this is just silly. And then when
Yeah, it was just dumb.
and then when everything was in Meridia, I was like, this scene is really silly. So I mean, it was at least fun in that regard. I got to laugh at what happened.
Yeah, I'd be laughing a little more if it was an elimination race, but yeah, it was. If this was just like a week or something, I'd be like, okay, cool.
Well, GG guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
GG. Fun seed.
That's 2 words to describe it. I wouldn't use
Yeah.
those 2 words, but that is 2. That you
I'd
could
use half of those letters though.
I mean, at least the viewers certainly did quite enjoy big parts of them. It was definitely a seed, and we were definitely glad to have the chance to watch you try to figure out how to get through this. But yeah, GG's to all of you. Nito
Thanks for the-
Bressingham, you will face Team Bear Pair next, so I don't think it's getting easier, but what
No.
are your thoughts on your opponent?
Terrified. Let's
Yeah.
hope. I don't know. We'll just keep doing our thing. I don't know. I'm scared.
I mean, it's like football. On paper, you have a team that's way better than the other, but anything can happen on a Sunday.
Yeah.
That said,
So-
we probably won't win, but we could.
Yeah, we might have to try and play risky, but I'm not really sure what the best way to approach that is. We'll see.
Super trolley seed with a bunch of Hail Marys that we
Yeah,
nail every single time.
Exactly. Give us this seed again. We'll be fine.
We'll see what happens, but yeah, good luck for that. Thanks again for all of you to join in and have a few words with us, because we were eagerly wanting to hear your opinions on this. But I think if you do not have anything else left to say on anyone, we can about wrap up.
Just thanking you for the solo comm.
Yeah.
And everyone behind the scenes.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed covering this, although you always, or in the beginning, always decided to find stuff on the screens I was not looking at. So, that was a bit hard to work around, but otherwise, figuring out, okay, what is still left, what could you do, and that's what was definitely a lot of fun. And it was still impressive how you got through this in less than 3 hours. I wouldn't be able to do it. So, yeah. Thanks for letting me come this. Best of luck for next races. I'm not sure if there's of the other races of this tournament are scheduled yet, or if there are any. Let me take a look if I can find it. Which obviously I can't right now. Faster. Okay, on Thursday, 8:10 Eastern Time, Will Cook Grass for Rupees will face Plasma Go Burr. So that's the next race in this tournament. Otherwise, Croc's Cronies and Bear Bear have to schedule, so we do not when they play. But yeah, I think that's everything here. I hope you had fun watching. I certainly had fun commentating. Big thanks again to our trackers, Epi37 and 2D Tones, to keeping me straight and give me the chance to see what our runners found while I wasn't looking. But yeah, I think that's everything from me. I was Ranting here. And yeah, see you next mission.